Black Ops 6 has had a ton of leaks recently, and we got every multiplayer map in Black Ops 6 leaked, but shockingly, all the new maps in Black Ops 6, with the exception of about 4 or 5, are all brand new maps. So let's dive in by talking about all 20 of the new maps we have coming at launch of Black Ops 6. First off, we have 2 maps in the Black Ops 6 that are brand new, but should feel pretty familiar to fans of the Black Ops series. The first map is the Vorkuta Mines.
And they call it a mine. A mine!
Now we know this map is centered around the same mines where Alex Mason and Viktor Reznov start the prison break in Black Ops 1. And side note, Viktor Reznov is still 100% alive. But anyways, this map is a tight, close quarters map with large sections of open caverns laid out in the typical 3-lane Call of Duty fashion. However, most of the fighting is going to take place in this one kind of middle central large cavern in the middle of the map. Now what's interesting about this though is if you go 50 feet straight up through the rock, you get to the next multiplayer map, the Vorkuta Prison multiplayer map. It appears this map is centered around the buildings at the end of the prison break mission in Black Ops 1 that Alex Mason kind of firebombs. However, the villains of Black Ops 6, Pantheon, have converted these buildings into something new with some diabolical purpose related to this new bioweapon they are developing. And what makes these maps really interesting is they take place right after the campaign ends, so this confirms that we go to Vorkuta Prison in the campaign of Black Ops 6 and we go into the Vorkuta Mines. This will be very interesting because there's going to be a nod to Alex Mason somewhere in this mission. Now, if the thought of being in these underground mines gave you claustrophobia, then I have some bad news because there is a second map that takes place in crowded underground corridors. We're also getting the new map in the form of Catacombs, set underground below a casino in southern Europe, most likely in France, where skulls actually do line the walls of the catacombs. But anyways, this ancient burial catacombs is tied into the city's underground sewer system. So this map will be laid out in the typical 3-lane Call of Duty fashion. However, there's going to be a large sewer section you can swim in off to the side of the map. So kind of giving you some variety there and give you some ideas. But this is going to be the map for Search and Destroy based on everything I've seen about this map so far. So just keep that in mind. Now there's also another map kind of scattered with these same ancient ruins. The map Babylon. It's a small island scattered with ancient ruins, but also filled with the new equipment and buildings set up by Pantheon. Luckily, there's a nice, beautiful sandy area where you can sit back and listen to Jimmy Buffett. And nearby, you would find our next map, Canals. Canals is one of the newer maps we're getting this game that is kind of interesting. It's set off on the sandy beach kind of area, if I'm getting everything right that I've seen so far, with a large kind of waterway right through the middle of the map and a bunch of different kind of ruins and structures helping to kind of divide the map and split it up a little bit. It appears to be somewhere near Babylon, but we haven't seen a ton about it, and all that's really been described so far is that there's some swimming sections that break up the map, so it's just something to keep in mind. Now, the map Derelict is one of the new maps we're getting in the multiplayer beta in a couple weeks. This is the map we have seen the most of. A set of old train cars will act as dividers across the map with a large train control center off to the side with a large kind of outdoor area around it where we will see a good split of combat. Honestly, from all indications, this might be the CDL map this year. It's great for Search and Destroy, for Control, and for Hardpoint. And really, the layout just lines up perfectly for some high-octane, amazing search games, but this map does feature something unique, the ability to climb on top of and run through all of the train cars in the map. No train car will be something that's inaccessible and won't block off the map, so I'm super excited to see this map in the beta and test it out, but tell me in the comments down below, are you excited for this one, or do you want to know about the maps in the beta, because I might make a whole other video about that here in a couple days. And next, there's also a new map called Flat. Now, in Black Ops 6, this appears to be the map we have seen quite extensively of this kind of grand house and pool overlooking the beach. And we actually saw large portions of this map in the gameplay trailer. It features long corridors with an outdoor pool area and might even be one of the multiplayer beta maps, but if you want to know everything about the beta for Black Ops 6, subscribe because I have a ton of videos coming out on that here in the next couple of days. But one of the cooler maps that I'm personally very excited about is the map being brought back from Black Ops 2 of Dig. This was a map added in the Apocalypse map pack, and it will coming alongside the base multiplayer maps for Black Ops 6. I'm personally very excited for this map to come into the game, but it's not the only Black Ops 2 map we're getting in Black Ops 6. In Black Ops 6, we're seeing a remade version of the map Yemen from Black Ops 2. Now, the map Yemen was one of those maps that either you loved it or you hated it, but regardless, it was one of the most well-designed maps in Black Ops 2, and I'm hugely excited to see this returning because this kind of return to Black Ops 2 stuff feels like it's going to bring back a lot of its kind of core audience for Call of Duty. It really feels like Black Ops 6 this year is like the game to beat when it releases. It will be Game of the Year if all my predictions are correct, and this might be a hot take, but Black Ops 6 is going to be the best Call of Duty game we've seen in the last 10 years. I have no doubt this game is going to be fantastic, but anyways, let's talk about the rest of the maps coming in this game. Now, this next map is kind of unique. I don't have any information on this map at all except for a name. The name of this map is the Russian base. That's it. That's all the information I have, and I wish I could tell you more about it, but it's one of those maps that until we get to actually see it and be hands-on with it, we don't know what it's like, because it's a brand new map to Black Ops 6, brand new design entirely, and there's not really any context to this map. So I hope you can help me out in the comments if you know something about this map that I don't. Please tell me. But anyways, moving on. Contrary to the map Russian base, we know a ton about the map Hacienda. Now, Hacienda was originally a Black Ops 4 map, and it's been repainted and kind of redesigned with this new veneer of a palace of Saddam Hussein set in the early 90s. And it appears this is one of the actual 2 palaces we will see in the campaign flashbacks in the Gulf War in Black Ops 6. So this is a nice design map with a kind of large central courtyard with a little cover, so most people just didn't go there, but the kind of outer edges of the map had a lot of fighting, a lot of different routes and avenues you could take. I'm personally very excited about this one. It was one of my favorites, but it was a very polarizing map, and I know some people absolutely hated it. Now, personally, I find this next map very cool. If you remember the Transit Call of Duty Zombies map, then you're going to love this map. Rewind is this new map we're getting set in a strip mall in this fictional town of Liberty Falls. However, in the background of the map and scattered around the map are casual references to the original Transit map. It appears that this whole Liberty Falls map itself is a soft remake of the map Transit. There won't be a bus running through it, but they'll have all the transit kind of points of interest around the map. And this is actually one of the maps we've seen quite a bit of in trailers and gameplay being shown to us. It's a pretty cool map design that seems to feature a rough set shape of an L of strip mall stores with a kind of outdoor parking area broken up by lots of cars and kind of fighting. And one thing to know about this map that I think is pretty cool is on the back side of these strip mall stores, there's actually an alley you can use to flank enemies on objective-based game modes. So something to keep in mind when you actually get hands-on with this game mode. Now next, I unfortunately have 2 maps that I have almost no information on. The map of Red Card and Veiled. Now, Red Card is some sort of reference to some type of sports that I can't really specifically pinned down, but we can only guess what it will look like. It's probably based somewhere in a map or a field or a hockey rink. And Veiled is one of those maps that I really don't have much information on other than a name. But if you have played the Black Ops games for a long time now, you're most assuredly familiar with the map Firing Range. It was one of the original maps in Black Ops 1, and it's appeared in tons of Black Ops games since then. It's been now returning with a new modernized 90s version in Black Ops 6. This map was personally kind of one of the iconic maps of Black Ops 6. Most people know about it. Most people love this kind of tower turret area to snipe in. I think it's just a great map to see return because it was one of those maps that Call of Duty designed almost perfectly. It had a great layout for TDM and kind of some of these rougher game modes. Now there's also this other map, and I don't know how to describe this map because I've heard 2 different things about it. It's a new island map called, well, Island. This map is kind of mysterious. It has 2 sets of information I've heard. I kind of say contradictory things. The first is that it's one of the smaller islands around Terminus Island from Call of Duty Zombies. And the other one I've heard makes a little bit more sense. The other thing I've heard is that this is a map of an island set somewhere near the Babylon and Canals area we play in the campaign, all kind of in the same region of the campaign mission, but it's kind of completing this rounding out of the trio of maps we actually see. An interesting map. I haven't really heard much about it, but I'm kind of excited to see what this map is because island maps are pretty cool in my opinion, because you kind of have to stay within a confined area. There's no way to really get around, and if you get too far out on the sides of the sand, you can get shot pretty easily because there's no cover. Now this next map you've seen everywhere if you've seen any Black Ops 6 leaks. Pillage is a map we have seen a bunch, and to be honest, it was one of the very first maps we actually got to see leaked back in 2022. This is a rundown pillage version of one of Saddam Hussein's palaces in Black Ops 6 campaign, and it's actually the palace we see you assaulting in the Black Ops 6 campaign, but it's important to note that the Saddam Hussein palace mission is highly important to the story of Black Ops 6. So we might actually get more campaign info from this map after the game ends and after you play through the campaign and just going and playing through this multiplayer map. Regardless, I'm very excited to see this map because running through an old bombed out Saddam Hussein palace sounds fantastic actually, and I'm pretty excited about it. But anyways, now the next map we're getting may be coming in the beta for Black Ops 6, and you will have to watch my video about that beta in here in a couple days, but the map is Radar. This is actually a long-range radar dish you destroy in the Black Ops 6 campaign set somewhere in the desert of Iraq. It appears this radar dish you actually blow up on the mission, but it also has Scud launchers and other kind of Iraqi vehicles nearby, and this map is a huge map though. It has trenches, it has all this kind of different equipment scattered everywhere, everything's on fire and smoking. This map features a pretty wide open area, which is going to be better for those assault rifle kind of long range players in the game, but not necessarily long enough where you can use a sniper rifle and have fun with it. Now, this next map we're getting is beyond a doubt my favorite map because it's called Stealth, centered around a stealth bomber. The central point of this entire map is a beautiful black F-117 stealth fighter bomber. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, these F-117s carried the entire bombing campaign in the Gulf War, almost single-handedly to be honest. They would level enemy hangars and runways and stop Iraqi fighters from even getting off the runway, allowing the US military to completely bomb and level Iraqi bases. Regardless, this map itself is a massive F-117 just outside a concrete hangar in the Iraqi desert. With munitions and heavy machineries kind of scattered all around, it really gives the same vibes as Cartel from Cold War, with a large hangar off to the side and a bunch of equipment and objects that break up the outside of the map around this hangar. And this map is going to be the TDM map that everyone loves. I promise you, this is going to be the best map in the game. And last but not least, when you think of Black Ops maps, there's one that comes to your mind. This time, this map is destroyed. It's irradiated. It's been covered in sand. It looks like something out of Fallout. Nuketown is returning in Black Ops 6, but this map is pretty close to the sand-swept version we saw in Black Ops 3. Leaving destroyed buildings and buses scattered all around the map. However, the Nuketown map itself will have the same conventional layout that we're all used to. Overall, I'm hugely excited for the Black Ops 6 maps, but tell me what you're most excited for down below. But first, you might want to check out this video talking about how you are the villain of Black Ops 6. Until next time, I am IceBurgz, your Call of Duty informant. Stay frosty.